All right, it has been about 30 days now that I've been now that I've been in Tokyo. I was in Kyoto for about 30 days. Now I'm in Tokyo for about 30 days. And I wanted to do a look back and just talk about how the experience was overall for the past 30 days. It's been quite a ride the past 30 days. Mostly because I've been thinking about this week and how I got food poisoning. But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's start with the main focus, I guess, which was my goal here in Tokyo, which there's actually two parts to it. I guess the first one's sort of like I want to try and meet more creative people and make connections with them in terms of having friends that are creative um, based in Tokyo, Japan. It's just a goal that I felt like I wanted to have because it's like I've been thinking about how I don't really have that many creative friends, like people I consider close friends who do creative stuff as their like main thing. And it does get quite lonely as a creator to not have like good friends who are creative. So that was one of the main focuses that I told myself I would have while here in Tokyo, Japan. And how has that gone in the past 30 days? Well, the first week or two, mostly the first week, I'd say, actually, I spent it, I'm lost, but I'll just keep walking. I spent it meeting a whole lot of people using meetup events. I was fortunate that I checked at the right time. Well, actually, the first week was spent mostly hanging out with my friend from California who visited. So it was more like a mix between week 1 and 2. And I spent it on a meetup. The app met a lot of people through the events that happen monthly. And luckily, I so happened to look at it when those events happened on that month. So I haven't gone to many events after those ones. But I met, I think I went to 4 of them, 4 meetup events, 4 or 5 in the time span of about a week. So it was like almost every single day. But these events had like minimum like 30 something people, I feel. Maximum like 100 or something. And I'm like, I was extremely overwhelmed for sure. I made some videos talking about it. But overall, I had a good experience with them. And I feel like I enjoyed them. But in terms of like what happens after the events, that's the part that's kind of hard. So I feel like, you want to actually, well, my goal is to actually make real friends, right? And I can't exactly, it's hard to do that sometimes because I made a whole video about like following up and how, like, if you want to make better friends with someone, like, just follow up on what you say you're going to do. And a lot of people don't necessarily do that. I don't blame them. I feel like everyone has quite a busy life doing whatever they're doing. And I don't expect anyone to go out of their way to follow up with the small things that they've said. I'm always like attracted to these like little jungle gym like things, these bars, so I can maybe do some pull-ups. I'll try some later. But anyways, my hand is tired. So I'm not mad or anything that a lot of people didn't follow up, but I am really happy that some people did. So there are, I think, primarily 2 people that followed up that are quite distinctive. The first one I met, I think, in the second event I went to, and during the event, we just talked quite a lot. It was, yeah, it was something that I felt like we instantly clicked really, really well. So, you know, I was saying how we should definitely, hang out again, and she felt the same way. So we hung out, and I feel like we're friends now, and I feel like we're friends that can hit each other up and hang out again, which is what we will do, or what I tried to do and I ended up having food poisoning, so I couldn't actually hang out. But we did hang out again. So it's a friend where like we met up, why can't I talk right now? We met up outside of a meetup event, which is to me a signal that, you know, we are actually real friends now. So anyone I did not meet up with outside of the meetup event, like I don't consider someone I've actually is becoming a friend. Um, so I did meet up with another person that I met at the first meetup event, and he was also a YouTuber. He's actually, I'm pretty sure, as of the release of this video, um, the collaboration video we did together will already be released. We filmed that yesterday, actually. It was pretty fun, even though I was really drained from food poisoning the previous day. But it was fun. I'm glad he followed up. Like, I met with him twice outside of an event, so and he's a cool guy, so got to really talk to him and get to know him more and everything. So those are the two people that I'm really glad that we ended up, you know, actually meeting up outside of those events. You know, I think I'm confused because the app is called Meetup, and I'm saying like Meetup, but it's like outside of Meetup that we met up. So I'm saying that too much. Anyways, so that's important, I feel. So I feel like I've made progress towards the goal, but at the same time, neither of them are necessarily based in Tokyo, Japan. I don't mind that, but I guess if I'm planning on staying here longer term, it would be nice to have a friend who like is staying here longer term, and I can do more with that friend. I'm just gonna sit on this bench for a little, but that is still an ongoing process, I suppose. But at the very least, I tried very hard the first, I guess, week or two. And then week 3 and 4, I started to realize that the friends that I met at my share house are actually pretty happy and willing to try making like videos with me, especially my little 1-hour challenges. Like those have been actually really fun. I'd say week 3 and 4 of this experience in Tokyo has actually been consumed by me just doing my YouTube challenge, which is trying to create a video on my main channel every day for 30 days. And I feel like because of that challenge, I haven't really been exploring Tokyo as much. And I mean, there were some really nice days where I biked and filmed and also went out with different Cali friends that are visiting. And then some Cali friends are gonna visit 2 weeks from now. I'm like, dang, everyone's like just visiting Japan. But it's cool when they do visit, because I get to also like tag along when they go to the more like touristy locations that are nice. I mean, touristy locations are touristy for a reason. It's because they're very nice. But I have definitely walked past a lot of nice areas. But I feel like I need to make it more of a mission to try to go out to certain areas, because I'm kind of just chillaxing, like doing my thing with YouTube in my room, editing a lot. My friend recommended maybe going to a cafe to edit and stuff, but I was like, do I want to like spend extra time just like going somewhere to edit when I can just edit like in my room and then maybe do something else afterwards with the time I would have spent getting there and coming back? I don't know. It's a dilemma I don't think I'm going to figure out, but either way, that's the second half of my experience with Tokyo so far, is mainly in my room editing. And I'd say that tree's kind of nice. I'd say that overall it's been good. I'm testing myself in new ways. I have been challenging a lot of my comfort zones, challenging, maybe like pushing myself out of my comfort zones in so many ways. And I definitely feel like I'm growing as a person and improving and feeling different feelings, especially recently. Just a whole bunch of things in combination, but like personal things, doing this meditation challenge as well, talking about certain topics that are making me think about like how I see myself more, like the concept of self-love, as well as just like being behind in life and feeling okay that I am behind, I guess, and accepting it, and also realizing I am trying my best as well. So there's a lot of things in me that are becoming like stronger and feeling more resolved, and I feel more at peace as a person. And then I made this whole video about like feeling strangely good because of all of that. And the same day I got food poisoning and threw up and felt terrible. I felt so bad. I made a whole video about it, but basically I just threw up a lot. It was actually in the shower. I brought a bag with me just in case, because I couldn't throw up at the toilet. I was trying to, but I had to get on with my day, so I was like, okay, I'll just bring a bag with me just in case. So I showered, and then I threw up into the bag while I showered. Luckily, it was a good bag, so nothing got out. But man, that was a rough day. The next day I just slept constantly. So that was not fun, losing an entire day out of the 30, doing absolutely nothing. But I'm thankful that one of my friends, same friend that actually juggled with me, he helped me grab some vitamin drinks and everything, because I was not capable of moving outside of the house at all, or going downstairs. You know, that day I didn't go downstairs at all. I literally stayed in my room and just used the restroom a couple of times. My gosh, a day lost to the void completely. Yeah, oh man, and that was not fun. I'm glad that I'm pretty much done with the sickness. I feel totally fine now. So I am going to try my best to stay that way. I just ate at Nakau, which is like my comfort food. And it always feels like good and okay to eat there. Like I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, I've never gotten food poisoning in Japan before, but you know, first for everything. Ironically, my two friends from California also got food poisoning while they were here. One of them, it was mild, so he did throw up like very little, but he still threw up. It's not good, and he had discomfort on the plane. It was actually the same day that I threw up, I guess. So I don't know. Maybe it's something we both ate. But then the other friend threw up like 2 days before that. So it was definitely something different. I don't know. I just did not like the experience, and I don't want to have that again. So I'm just being very, very careful about what I eat, I guess. Either way, that was the end of the 30 days, and I think I kind of really, really want to, pretty sure I should be going that way actually. I want to make sure I'm spending my time here in Tokyo as best as I can, and I need to reset, meet more, I guess, creatives again, not be too lost in the sauce of my own YouTube challenge. I'm technically only halfway through it actually right now. So what I'm gonna do is just sort of like mentally switch myself off of it, because I'm just gonna create like so many easy videos, finish the challenge off, 80-20 it, make the thumbnails as best as possible, and call it a day for that challenge. And then move forward for another 30 days. Just trying to make the best out of my time here. So yeah, let's really, really try to explore Tokyo. Tokyo to the best of my ability while I'm here, because I don't want to waste it all in my room editing. Honestly, I gotta get out more, like way more. Like, yeah, let's do that. So that was my experience so far of 30 days in Tokyo. Very much like not focused on Tokyo. I mean, some areas I really liked were Roppongi when I first saw it. The area is very cool. Been to Shibuya a lot at this point. That's always a nice area. And then Shinjuku as well. Been to that area a lot. We saw that Godzilla thing. And then the area that I'm in, where I biked all the way to the Disney Sea area, it's close to a place called Ojima or Koto, and this area is chill. There's not really much to do here. I mean, there's a few nice parks, but there's really not much to do here. So I don't recommend anyone come check it out. I guess it's just like more like you just live around here, I suppose, and then take the Shinjuku line down to Shinjuku. But yeah, that biking like episode I guess we had, that was like still one of my most fun memories, honestly, just biking along the river. Yeah, I wish I got to do that with my friends as well, because we were talking about it, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, let's try to have a lot more adventures in Tokyo. That is the goal, and I need to really know where I am right now, so I'm gonna turn off this video and catch you guys in the next one. Peace.